I've been playing another indie RPG roguelike that's called Sparklite on my Nintendo Switch, and it feels like there are a lot of these that we can choose to play these days, and it's a great genre. It's a good fit for a console that allows you to play at home on the big screen or, on a plane, train, or automobile. Don't drive while you play the Switch. Sparklite, I was attracted to immediately because it has terrific sprite-based graphics. It's got a musical score made by a friend that I have in the video game industry named Dale North, who is blowing up right now. He did Wizard of Legend not too long ago. He's been working with Nintendo and a bunch of stuff. So I saw that he had done the music for this game. I'm like, yeah, I want to check this one out. The action is actually pretty solid. It's fun mechanically to be able to strike with your wrench and bash at all of these different bad guys and accumulate these little spark gems, which are like Dune's spice. The sparks flow in this game, and the sparks let everything flow. The sparks power up the weapons that you might pick up, like you get this little crossbow thing, or you get this little blimp bomb thing that you can control like an RC blimp, and then it'll blow up rocks and things. So you get weapons, which are inside of these little like tomb-like chambers. You have to sort of solve a little puzzle, and you get a blueprint. Then you go back to the home base headquarters, which is flying up in the sky, and it's connected by this enormous anchor on the ground. Kind of like a Zelda-sized map, which is split up into different districts that you have access to, and you've got to hit all of these floating diamonds that will activate barriers that will allow you to access different parts of the world. And then eventually you got to fight all of these different Titan bosses, and the bosses are super overpowered. There is a sense of progression in the game because you keep all of the spark gem things that you pick up even after you die. But you die a lot in this game because once your little heart meter goes down, poof, back, and you regen back in your floating little town that's up there. And you're going to try to progress inch by inch and get a little bit farther. I mean, that's the roguelike kind of element that's happening here. The way that they mix it up a little bit is that the world itself is being changed every time you go down by earthquakes that are happening, which is a pretty smart idea. But you are going to be repeating sections over and over and over again. And this is my main concern with this game. I really like the mechanics. I like the story it presented. I like the production values. But it's just taking hours. I must have put 10, 15 hours into this game, and I just feel like I'm treading water. It's just taking forever to get anywhere. It just feels like, oh my God, this is excruciating. I'm not getting anywhere. And with this game, there are so many other titles to choose from that are a variation of this theme or have, some really cool evocative sprite-based graphics or have that retro kind of charm and vibe that I couldn't stop thinking about all the other games that I had to move on to. So as much as I enjoy elements and I enjoy the work and appreciate all of the love that has been poured into here, and I actually have a good time, I just feel like the progression is too cumbersome and too slow. I feel like this is one of those games that is perfect for an era, or perhaps you are one of these people where you just buy one game at a time and you just stay with it. It reminds me of the days back in, the 16-bit time when you'd get that one cartridge a month for your Super Nintendo or your Genesis, and you would just stay on that thing forever, You would just play that forever, and you'd be quite happy with it. In 2020, we're just not living in that era anymore, Like, there are millions of games released every week, it feels like. Our digital shops are just busting with all kinds of options and choices. And as cool as this game is, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere, and I feel like the bosses are way too overpowered as well. The boss fights are like, okay, I got there, I'm dead. Okay, let's start again. And you got to start way back in the Vinelands area and sort of crawl to get back to where you want to get to again. And good luck, because all the bad guys will come out and slice away at your heart meter. There's a lot to like in this game, and I probably will still keep going back to this. I found like I could have reviewed this last week, but I've just wanted to keep playing it a little bit more, and I feel like I've got that compulsion. I still want to keep going further and see what else this game has got for me. But what I can say is that I gotta stop. I gotta tell you what I think of it. So my thoughts ultimately with Sparklite is that it's very charming, but it's also very frustrating. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.